hope we all had a good weekend and a productive weekend, one way or the other. I hope we got to relax, do something outside of trading and just clear our minds. And now we're back again on Monday morning. So let's get ready to kill this week as we've been crushing it in the previous week. So let's get right into it. Okay, guys. So as you can see, on Friday, Trump pulled the rug, right? With his tweet about trade deals not working with China and all of that. So the dollar got some downside based off of that, and then crypto too just went crazy and everything. So I mean, the manipulators did their job. So, but for us now, it's time to get into the new week. I've closed my Euro USD positions. It's time to start looking for new opportunities, and let's see what this week presents. So first of all, if we go into the daily, as you can see on the daily, we're bearish, right? So this is our buy up right before the sell down, right? So inside here, let's clear this, right? So you can see it's our buy before the sell. Now we're in the impulsive phase downward, right? So you can see this, and the thing is, now here we had our break of structure right here, right? So we had our break of structure here, right? And then after that break of structure, whatever you're trading, right? So okay, the um the probability is becoming lower and lower, because at any point in time after a break of structure you can start looking for expecting some retracements, right? Some pullbacks. So if we go to the 4 hour right here, you can see what I'm talking about, right? So you had this swing high, swing low, and then retrace, and then you broke it. So once you're breaking this low right here, right, so you can start to say, okay, perhaps at some point we're going to have that retracement, right? So for me, that was the so here is where you want to be entering those positions, right? Where we entered, here is where you want to be entering those positions, and then from here you want to start looking for those take profits, right? So on Friday, once I saw this retracement from in the evening, I was like, nah, it's better I just close it. I don't need to hold it over the weekend, because I could just expose myself to crazy gap pops, right? Or not, who knows, right? But it's always better to just. So we close it as a 1 to 1.5% profit, um, right? Which is fine, right? 1 to 2 is what we target minimum, but sometimes market gives you what it gives you, and then you take what it gives you and you move on to the next one, right? So now if we look at this, here is our buy before our sell, right? Our buy before our sell. Here also we have this buy before the sell. Okay, guys. So we're looking at this area and we're looking for positions, right? I'm looking here, I'm looking for positions, I'm looking here, I'm looking for positions. Here we have that liquidity high, right? So right here, and you can see market coming into it, we're consolidating a bit. So it's nice price action coming into that liquidity high, guys. So and now we're just waiting for that change of character. If it gives us that, so here we have this high, these are fractal high, these are fractal low. So perhaps we'll get a sweep of this high, maybe then this becomes our fractal low, right? And then from there we'll just be looking for that change of character, or we could just keep on trickling upward into this area. So keep an eye out for that. Let's look at the lower time frame, right? It's going to be clear. So you can see on the one now, this is the liquidity I'm talking about. So we've swept it, we've taken that high. So let's see if it's enough to push the market down low. I like the way it's moving into here. You can see this squeezing price action. So let's see if we now form that supply chain on the hourly, and then we'll just start looking for further shots to, right, to perhaps take out this liquidity area right here. So that would be my target for today and this week. So let's see how Euro USD wants to behave. Or else, if we don't get that confirmation, we could just keep on going upward into this next area of supply here, and then from there we can start looking for short positions too. So let's keep an eye out for that and watch. on the dollar index, I mean, what is there to say, guys? A lot. So first of all, you can see this liquidity that we're targeting last week. We grabbed it. That was on Thursday. So we grabbed that liquidity, and now we're just retracing. Now we came into this strong supply zone, right? This area of supply. Why is it strong? Because it took out this liquidity, and then, right, so it took out that liquidity. So we'll just be waiting here. Perhaps we can also, so now we're getting that retracement into this demand area. But pardon, guys, so we're getting that retracement into this demand area. So for me, it's all about looking for additional buys on the dollar. So I want liquidity to be grabbed. So this is that liquidity low. Now we've grabbed it. Now we're squeezing. So from here, from this demand, we could start pushing up higher, right? From this sell before the buy, we could start pushing up higher to grab this high here, this liquidity that we spoke about, this supply zone that we spoke about here. So let's see what happens. So for me, it's all about looking for longs. The only reason why I'll start looking for short is when we start getting that break of these lows, and then we're seeing strong supply chain being formed, and then we can start looking for short. But for now, I'm just only interested in buying the dollar. So let's see what happens here, and if we get that change of character to the upside, we can look for those short positions on Euro USD. If not, we just wait. This is also a nice demand area that we can look for positions from, right? So we have here also this sell before the buy up, right, on the 4 hours. So let's wait and let's see how these positions will play out. Okay, guys, we're not in a hurry. Patience is the game, and that's all we have. Okay, so if we come to GBP USD, as you can see, right, so we had that change of character towards the downside, right? So with this supply zone, we broke. This was our, so we had this swing low, right? We had this swing high, then we traced, this was our swing low, then was our swing high, then we broke it, right? And then now this became our swing high, this became our swing low, right? So for us, right, we came in here, we took out that liquidity, we saw that that about 200 pip push down, right? Yeah, about 200 pips push down, and then we came here to this extreme, right? Once we came to this extreme, this quarterly open also, that was the previous quarterly open and everything, it just, right, that was our confidence. And then from there we saw a drop of about, I think, see, now we've seen a drop of about 450 pips, like times two of what it was before. So it's just been beautiful, 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 right? So this, if you look at our order flow, you can see it's bearish. This was our buy before the sell. Now we have this as our buy before the sell, right? So we have this area also as our buy before the sell. So for me, it's just all about, okay, now we swept this low, right? We took out the liquidity here, this equal lows, we took them out. Once we've taken it out, and then it's now we're retracing, so we're retracing into the supply level, and it's all about looking for additional positions from there. Let's clear this a little bit so it can be a bit clearer. So it's all about looking for additional positions from here, guys. You can see, right? So from last week we have this break of structure to the downside, then this became our supply, right? And then from there we want to start, right? So this became this buy before the sell, right? And then market came right into it. Once it came right into it, we were just waiting for that change of character, which we got here. And then you could have just entered your short positions from here, guys, which is also the quarterly open. Your stop coming above here, and then at its peak you're at a 1 to 4, right? So that is how we take these positions, guys. So we have this supply zone, market came into it, and then all you just wanted was just that change of character, and you can see this liquidity high was swept. this also became another strong supply. Like it is just you get it, like it's also got another strong supply, and then boom, we started to sell off. So you can just take in that position, put your stop above here, and then 1 to 4 at its peak, which is also with the quarterly open. Now if you look here now, this is our supply zone, right? This is our supply zone. We have this liquidity resting here. Perhaps we come here, grab this liquidity, and then we see a change of character, right? That's one. Or we can just keep on going higher into this strong supply zones that we have here, this consolidation area. Because if you look here, you can see this is just, right, consolidation, right? So you can see, and there are stops here and liquidity just resting here. So perhaps we come in here into this consolidation area and then use the quarterly open again and use it to sell from there. So let's see what happens on GBP USD. It's all about being patient and waiting. So let's wait for it to develop. Okay guys, with AUD USD, wow. So we had this strong bearish candle on Friday into here, and then we took out these lows. So let's see how this week wants to develop, because it's a possibility that investors start moving into all this risk compares, like a Aussie, like the Aussie, like the Kiwi dollar and things like that, and buying the yen. So let's see. And today also we have a bank holiday, so I don't expect a lot of movement, but let's keep an eye out. With Aussie dollar, we've switched bearish, right? So this is now our consolidation area. This is our buy before the sell down. This is the whole thing, right? It's our whole buy before the sell down. Now if we come to the 4 hour, right, it's all about, okay, now let's see. Here we have our quarterly open. Let's mark that. Okay guys, this is our quarterly open. So now for me, it's all about, okay, we have here our buy before the sell, but remember guys, we don't have, in this move down, we don't have liquidity. So I don't trust this supply zone. I would rather trust this one, which also coincides with the quarterly open. So I would rather trust this supply zone than trust this one below. So I believe perhaps if we come in here, we could use it as liquidity grab, and then from there we come into this area, perhaps we get that sell-off, right? So let's see what happens there, and if it gives us that change of character once it's in there, we'll just take the trade and move with it. Okay. And then for USD CHF, right? So as we discussed last week, we grabbed this liquidity. Now we saw this retracement from that manipulation on Friday, right? So we've grabbed the liquidity resting beneath. Now we're in this demand area. So our fractal high is here, our fractal low is here. So perhaps we'll get that sweep again, and then maybe we come into this quarterly open, take out these lows, this liquidity here, and then we can start looking for those further buys. But I'm not looking for any sell on this position. I'm just looking for buys at the moment, and perhaps we get lower prices, and then we get that change of character and we start looking for those buys. On gold, I mean guys, what is there to say? So we're talking about this last week. If you remember, I said I was waiting for a sweep of these lows, of this open lows, but I also mentioned that once you start seeing that change of character and demand order flow holding, you can start looking for additional positions, because it's gold and it's very bullish. So you can see the demand chain holding, you can see it holding, right? You can see it holding. So for me, it's all about just looking for additional positions from open areas of liquidity. So here is one that I could target, right? We have areas right here. So that would be where we would want to be waiting for price. But let's see what price does after. Now that we've swept the highs, we could just keep on going and going. Like there's no formula to it. So guys, that was the end of our video for today. As you can see, my laptop battery is low, so I wish you a good trading day. I gotta go get charged.